everyone, Mopar has just unveiled the concepts that the manufacturer is going to bring to SEMA this November. There's some cool Jeeps and 2 cool pickups, but the one I really want to talk about is what they are calling the Plymouth GTX Electromod concept. This is basically Mopar, or Stellantis as a whole, doubling down on the concept of an electric muscle car. But instead of a brand new one like the Charger that's about to come out, this is converting an old muscle car to electrification. And it looks like Mopar's thinking of making kits that will directly swap into old muscle cars and make them electric. Officially, the manufacturer actually does say this is a peek into the future possibility of converting muscle cars into battery-powered resto mods. So for the concept car, the GTX on hand, they have widened the rear wheel openings for a more aggressive modern look and to accommodate a bigger tire. They've also shaved down the bumpers front and rear, put them more in line with the fenders, again to give it more of a modern look where they're not sticking out over the sides, and all the shiny chrome or silver bits on the outside of the vehicle have also been changed, and they are now satin black to again give it a more modern look. I know I keep saying modern look, but that's sort of the idea with the resto mod, is you take an old car and put some modern touches on it. There's a carbon fiber hood that's custom, and it has 2 air extractors, even though there's no engine. Electricity still can make a lot of heat, and of course it has the obligatory stripes on them. There's more carbon fiber with the front splitter and a low rear spoiler, and I think they both look really good. And one of the coolest touches is the old flip-flop fuel caps that a lot of these muscle cars came with. Well, they've kept it, but they've turned that into where the charge port door is. So that's a cool little touch and some good use of existing parts and keeping some of the old charm. Surrounding the E-Crate kit, which I'll get to in a second, is a custom designed set of carbon fiber fender aprons, and that's because this kit doesn't exactly fit in the same way as the original hardware does. So that kit has a 400 volt, 250 kilowatt electric drive module, which they keep calling EDM, which I keep thinking they're referring to dance music, but no, it's what powers this resto mod, and it's designed to attach to the frame with custom designed motor mounts. So they're designed to almost be, like I said, excuse the pun, plug in and play this unit into the existing engine bay of a classic muscle car. It has a dual charging module on top that has a cover that's styled to look like the Hellcat supercharger. So again, a nod to more of a modern vehicle, but still a muscle car. So Mopar says this kit is designed to basically drop right into any E or B body vehicle. So that really opens up the potential conversions to a ton of classic Mopars. Power, well, they say it's about 335 horsepower with a ton of torque, and being an electric motor, all that power will go down instantly. So since it's powering the rear wheels, safe to say this thing will do some epic burnouts. And the driving range when not burning your tires to the ground should be about 250 miles, which is okay. To convert a car that was designed in a time when electric vehicles was some space-age dream of the future, Mopar's created 4 separate battery packs, and 3 of these packs are in a custom-built container that sits in the trunk, so it's easy to get in and out and replace if it dies, which is sort of a problem with current EVs, is what happens if the battery goes. So that's nice. And then the 4th one actually goes under the hood, where the low-profile radiators are sitting. It is up there to also help with weight distribution, and well, we're on the topic of weight. Each of these batteries weighs 230 pounds, so yeah, it's about 1,000 pounds that's being added to this vehicle. In total, the system is rated at 73 kilowatt hours. They didn't mention how fast it would charge though. So to handle the power and weight, and again, a bit of a modern touch, the GTX is lowered a bit, and it has 18-inch wheels. They are wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires, and to help stop it, there is Willwood disc brakes at all 4 corners. Inside, the theme of electricity and modern continues, so they have custom gauges, and they've given the vehicle an actual 160 mile per hour analog speedometer, not digital, but there is a battery charge level and what sort of output the drive motor is doing, and something that will monitor the battery and coolant temperatures, all the usual things that you'd see in a modern vehicle. And speaking of modern, the old steering wheel has been swapped out for a modern flat bottom, which I'm torn about. I kind of like the classic look of the old wheels, but I know they're also massive. So, you could always keep your wheel if you're doing this conversion. As far as other materials go, there's a ton of blue and bronze accents everywhere, but two kind of cool points is the front seats are actually from a Jeep Wrangler. Now they've been modified a bit, but the reason Mopar is using those is because it's from the two-door Wrangler, so they easily fold and slide forward, which you need in the GTX since it's a two-door if you want people to get in the back. And in the back, it's a 2x2, so there's only two rear seats with a nice fold-down center armrest. Another piece stolen from a Jeep is the cup holder from the Jeep Grand Cherokee because, well, cars didn't have cup holders back then. So a modern car needs a cup holder. People just expect it, right? And the final bit that's stolen from a current vehicle is the rotary knob from a Durango, which isn't the first piece I'd steal because not everyone's a fan of that, and I'm indifferent to it, but it would have been cool if they somehow could have had the gear selector be on the steering column. That would have been real nice old school touch. Or maybe like a big Hurst shifter style gear selector. So turning classics into electric is a trend that's sort of catching on. I know for a while there's been a lot of specialty companies who'll do it for you, but I always thought like if someone just sold easily interchangeable batteries and electric motor, it's such a nice conversion for those who aren't super mechanically inclined because it gives you relatively worry-free drive, whereas a 40-year-old or a 60-year-old car, it's not easy to keep running, and finding parts is really hard too. The only downside I see, which is a huge downside, is these are muscle cars, and part of what made the muscle cars is that noise, and by doing this, the noise is gone. You still get the look, you still do the burnouts, and you can still do the acceleration, but noise is a big part of it. It'd be interesting to see if Mopar does, in fact, put this kit into production, and if they do, if they expand it to other vehicles, because I think some of their less noisy, muscly cars could really use this conversion, and it would be kind of cool. Like maybe in 10 years you see PT Cruisers with electric motors, or old K-Car Reliance. I mean, I'd be crazy enough to do that. Anyway, those who want to see the full vehicle, it will be at SEMA from November 5th to 8th, but of course you have to be in the industry to go see it in person. We will have a full report from the show with this vehicle in about a week's time.